Aspect 2, states. States, abstract and concrete properties. Be altruistic, be tall, be intelligent, be widespread, be extinct. Belief and other mental states. Believe, know, think, give opinion, hope, fear. Verbs of physical perception. See, hear, taste, feel, etc. Emotive predicates. Love, hate, like, dislike, rejoice, despise, want, desire. Lexical conceptual structure. Be in the state of. States. Some is tall, or some believes in ghosts. Unbounded. Do not have natural endpoint. Abstract, a temporal quality. Homogeneous, no dynamics, no internal structure. True at all subintervals. According to Doughty, 1979, etc. We have a stativity test, or more stativity tests. So we have incompatible with imperatives. You cannot be tall or have green eyes, okay, but you can say be happy, okay. So those with asterisks with this little star are wrong. Also AG oriented AV, willingly, okay, deliberately. So you cannot say he is deliberately tall, okay, or he willingly sees well without glasses. No, he wish but he can not see, okay. Next, force and persuade. He forced her to be tall. You cannot force someone to be tall. I persuaded her to know the answer. Also with do. What she did was be tall. You cannot say something like this. So all of these examples are wrong because they are denoting the stativity of the verbs. Stativity tests. Incompatible with temporal and spatial coordinates. When and where was he tall? But when was he in the garden? He was being silly. Okay. Stativity tests also. He was having green eyes. He cannot have green eyes and then have blue eyes. He cannot have blue eyes and then has blue eyes. So he was owning a house. You cannot say he was owning a house. Or how much is the book costing? Okay, how much is the book cost? Okay, so stative verbs in the progressive. It's a logical contradiction. A verb cannot be dynamic and stative at the same time, according to Payne, 2011. But he was being silly. This can be said. States. Individual level predicates. Stable properties, permanent, inherent, absolute. Stage level predicates, transitory properties, boundaries. John is Russian, John is in the garden, John is scared. According to Carlson, 1977, and Croft, 2012, and also Connie, 1976. According to Spanish, or conform Spanish, soy galesa, I am Welsh, or estoy caminando, I am walking. According to Bybee et al. at the year 1994. Next, individuals. Object level, Hugo, my neighbor, the desk, the university building. Kind level, students, tigers, sugar. Kind referring expressions, bear plurals, definite singular NPs, mass nouns. Submarines have periscopes. The periscope is an optical instrument. Glass breaks easily. Predicates that occur that only occur with kind level subjects like die out, be widespread, be in short supply, be common, be indigenous to communal sizes. A. Dinosaurs are extinct. The dinosaur is extinct, but we cannot say a dinosaur is extinct. According to Krivka, 1989. Also, a dinosaur is a nice toy to give to a child. A symphony has 4 movements. A mammoth is woolly. Basic stage level predicate recategorized as individual level predicate. Describe property which holds for most members. Exceptions. Generalize over properties, not patterns or events. Permanent states. Inherent. The vase is porcelain. Acquired. The vase is cracked. Okay, so we have a permanent state inherent, like the object that is obtained, but also acquired if something happened, an event. According to Croft 2012. Also, we have some point states, and we have 2 examples like it's 5 o'clock or the train is on time. According to Croft 2012 and Meatwatch in 1988. We have something that is state and it's a point state. Next, he's holding the baby. It's another example. Or the flowers are blooming. Okay, so these are stative progressives or dynamic states or homogeneous activities or inactive actions. Those are the examples for those way of saying. But as I was saying, stative progressives is said for these examples for Doty 1979. Dynamic states are called by the Bach in 1986. Homogeneous activities are called by Michaelis 2004. And inactive actions are according to Croft in 2012. Progressive states, stage level reading. Dynamism, temporary quality. We have some examples like I was being a nuisance, the cake is looking done, I'm understanding about half of it without the subtitles, he is an idiot or he's being an idiot, he wears a wig, he's wearing a wig. Or we have different meaning. I'm loving it, I'm enjoying. Okay, according to Carlson 1977, Kearns 1991, Huddleston and Pullum 2002. States incompatible with the progressive, incompatible with stage level reading. So it's wrong to say she was being well dressed. It's also incorrect she's having blue eyes, or I am believing that the offer has been accepted. Okay, we cannot say I'm believing, I believe. Also, we are owning a house. We own the house or we don't own the house. Okay, and also the book is costing 30 lei. No, the book costs 30 lei. Okay. Next, we have some verbs do not occur. Sorry for the misspell thing. Do not co-occur with the progressive because of the infrequency of message types, which would motivate the speaker to regard such verbs as being in progress. This is said by Granath and Verity in 2013. And also, we can say that any verb can be viewed as in progress if the communicative need exists. So we need to be as said that it is in progress if the communicative need is occurring. Okay. Bon. Next, we have verbs that resist the progressive, and those are named copula-like. Example: John is tall. John weighs 200 pounds. John owns a pet snake, a pet snake. Or the book costs $25. Or the moat surrounds the castle. Or the army numbers 50,000 troops. Also, the presentation consists in or comprises. I believe or I hate it that this is set in Cairns in 1991. Next, if Tilly was spending $1,000 a bottle for the antiseptic she was drinking, Anna didn't want to know what a steady supply of ice was costing her. Or B, true, he was paying 5 operatives besides me, but that wasn't costing him anything, since it would all go on the client's bill. A, these examples are seeming less and less unacceptable, like waxing, warning situation, or gradual change. According to HMP 2002. Next. States that are even like in that they are bounded. I was extremely ill only once, but it lasted for weeks, according to Binnick in 2006. And I am concerned, however, that we're heading toward their station in a Blatantly Kingdom shuttle, and they hate the kingdom this week. Next we have, how did you know he was German? Tall, blond feller. We saw him chatting away to the Punch and Judy man, asking him for food. In German, the Punch and Judy man was English when we met him. Was English, deci. The Punch and Judy, man was English when we met him. Next, verbs of position and location: sit, crouch, lie, perch, sprawl. We have some interval statives, like their truth condition requires an interval longer than a moment. The picture hangs on the wall, or the picture is hanging on the wall. According to Doty, 1979, Smith, 1991, Cairns, 1991, etc. Also, 2 trees were standing in the field, or 2 horses were standing in the field. Or after the fire, only 2 trees were standing in the field. Or when you come off the highway, on an old church will be standing on your left, and ... or ... Next, the glass sits, or the glass is sitting at the edge of the table. The vase sits, or is sitting, in the middle of the table. The socks lie under the bed. New Orleans is lying on the Mississippi. This is really wrong. Okay, New Orleans cannot is lying. We cannot have a progressive. Okay, lies. New Orleans lies. No, is lying. Okay, that's wrong. Next, Hugo was shocked. This is a state. B, Hugo was shocked when Agatha slapped him. So we have inquisitive, which is an achievement plus a state. The third example is suddenly Agatha knew the truth. And the fourth example, we have, for instance, be happy. Those propositions are according to Smith 1991 relevance in this theme. Next we have derivative statives. We have a generics, tiger eat meat, and habituals, my cat eats a mouse every day. We have not stative at the basic level of classification, also classes, kinds, patterns of events, and also ascribe a property to the class. These are the derived statives. So, for instance, Mary deliberately refuses dessert every Friday. We have a pattern holding over an interval, also a semantically stative, property of an individual, and do not have the synthetic characteristics of basic level states, although AG, according to Smith 1991. The derived state is generics versus habituals. Both generics and habituals differ from episodic sentences. Entailed iterations of denoted event express non-incidental facts about the world, according to Michaelis 2008. Generic sentences, habituals equal characterizing sentences. Gnomic, which is generic, we have a reference to types, according to Krivka et al. In 1995. Also, nominal expressions in generic sentences have attributive reference, which is a contingency readings. Which is the contingency readings. If there is something that counts as oil, it will float on water. So we have habituals have no contingency readings, according to Michaelis in 2008. And we have some examples above this part of theoretical ideas. And we have cats drink milk, oil floats on water, and Hugo drinks milk. So, habitual predicates. Hugo drinks a glass of wine every evening. Or Hugo drinks wine, or Hugo eats sandwiches. We have a frequency pattern, which is a property and a state. So if it's frequent, it's a state. How frequent? We have habitual sentences. Mary murders children. Or Mary reads the Times. True if there are enough events to warrant a generalization. Also presuppose future occurrences. And also we have some pragmatic factors, according to Carlson in 1977. The first pair of example. 1. What should I serve Mary? Ask A. B. Mary drinks beer. So, A. What should I serve Mary? B. Mary drinks beer. Okay. The second pair of example. We have examples. Sorry. A. I only have beer. B. Mary drinks beer. So these the examples are according to Rimmel in 2004. The next slide. We have a wrong example. Mary drinks a glass of wine versus Mary drinks a glass of wine when she is upset. We have overtly quantified environment. So we have an environment. The new guy is a pig. He always eats every donut. Or if we say he eats every donut, this is wrong. This is pretty wrong. According to Rimmel 2004. A new pair of examples. She got up at noon last summer and she moved last summer. Eva plays bridge. So she can play and she likes to play. These are the meaning. We have a dispositional statement according to Smith 1991.